This is the human heart. This is the left side of the heart and the right side of the heart. We have here these blue and red lines. The blue lines indicate veins and the red lines indicate arteries. The only exceptions are these two. And then this here, the red part, is the anterior interventricular artery. That's just underneath the blue lines. And the blue lines that overlap the anterior interventricular artery is the great cardiac vein. These branches, all of this together, make up the great cardiac vein. And if you look at the right side, the red artery that travels this way, this is the marginal artery. And just underneath it, you'll find the anterior cardiac vein, just underneath the marginal artery. And we have the left atrium, the left ventricle, right atrium, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, superior and inferior. We have the aorta, and this is the aortic arch, pulmonary trunk, pulmonary arteries, pulmonary veins. Remember I was saying that in general, the blue lines indicate veins and the red lines indicate arteries. These are the two exceptions where this piece is the pulmonary artery, whereas these are the pulmonary veins. So from the aortic arch, you have this brachiocephalic artery and the left common carotid and the left subclavian artery. And this piece over here, what used to be ductus arteriosus, turns into ligamentum arteriosum. Putting this up, these threads are supposed to be chordae tendineae. So again, this is the left atrium, and over here is where the bicuspid valve is supposed to be. The left ventricle, and over here is the aortic valve on the other side, pulmonary valve, tricuspid, and let's see, these are the papillary muscles, and we have the interventricular septum here that divides the left from the right. What else? So after the blood circulates our body, it enters via superior and inferior vena cava, and the oxygen poor blood enters into the right atrium, where it passes through the tricuspid into the right ventricle, which then travels through the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary artery. That this oxygen poor blood then enters the lungs to become oxygenated and re-enters through the pulmonary arteries. And the pulmonary arteries lead the blood into the left atrium, which then passes through the bicuspid valves into the left ventricle. And this blood then gets pumped through the aortic valve into the aorta, and then it exits through these three arteries, which are the brachiocephalic, left common carotid, and left subclavian.